Yeah, yeah. Check it out. Any audio inflections of an undesirable sound coming through, let me know and I'll fix it on the fly. What's up, y'all? About to get things started in just a second. Give me 1 second. We're about to get with it. We have some good stuff. We have some good stuff coming up for you. Sit back and relax, as they say. We're gonna do it like this. We got Norma in the 𝗧𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗱𝗂𝗀𝗲. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me out there? For all those other streamers, I know it ain't fair. We do things different around here. Be right back. Yeah. Just kicking it in real fast. Sanctuary Seeker, I see you in the 𝗧𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗱𝗃 and the 𝗧𝗵𝗲𝗃. Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We got some good things a brewing as usual. Wow. You know what I'm saying? We have a reverend in the 𝗧𝗵𝗲𝗲𝗀𝗃, Norma. She's supposed to have came through last time. You know what I mean? But she's here right now in the green room, so to say. Mudrabbit, what is up with you? And pushing buttons. Yeah. Y'all said 5x5. I said 5x5 too, right? You know what I mean? Uh Sanctuary Seeker, no, a little bit of hip hop right there. I like that. I seen your stream went live recently. You know what I'm saying? We play some gems from the 90s hip hop. So, you know, Mud Rabbit knows a lot about that. You know, she went on tour with Vanilla Ice back in the day. She don't talk a lot about that. But I'm sorry about that, Mud Rabbit. I had to put that out there. Ice Baby, Too Cold. She actually wrote that too. No, I'm just joking, of course. My rapper says LOL, then the Chizette. And we're about to get right to it right now. Katina Birdcage, what's up? We're just taking our time real fast. We got a little bit of time. You know, Sandy Diva's going to come through and do her thing, of course. Of course. And I'm just going right into the Chizette real fast. I'm just getting started real quick, but moving a little bit slow on the intro here, on the segue to our guest coming back. Now, I've had this guest up here before, but it wasn't an open panel up on my channel. Oh, wow. I didn't know that was going to rhyme. Wow. Okay, cool. I'll take that. Um, and she's the first near-death experiencer I had on my channel. And I mentioned that in the last stream. And she also told me how to title it. So I titled it a certain way. And I listened to her because she's been out of body. She's been on the other side. You know, that's what she's saying. And pushing button says, all right, stop prop. That rhymes too. Wow, okay, we're rhyming tonight. So yeah, Norma Edwards, she was the first person I brought on. And then now I have a channel, another channel where I put all of my content from this channel over there. It's called Propagate Light Network. And you could click it and link over there from the header of this channel. And we brought in a lot of views actually, you know what I mean? But things kind of took a stop because I went ahead and said, you know what, I'm going to do something different, and I just kind of switched over, and just things are doing pretty good over there as well. I just started that channel over there, but it's doing pretty well. I wanted to separate it from what I'm doing here, so at the time, and so she's here, and near death experiencer, and she got some good things to talk about. So we're gonna get right into it. But first, since you're all here right now. Oh, and thank you to the new people that's coming in. Just real fast. Give me a second. My voice is always give me a second. Had to clear my throat. For the new people that's coming in, what I do is I just pretty much touch down with people that I know. And then I leave the panel open for people to come in, but I do screen them. I don't just bring anybody up on the panel. And you have to follow the guidelines that's in the description box. And then, probably you can come up and talk about the topics we talk on. And yeah, so let me here on my desk here sort of say I just have a little bit of paperwork to go over real fast. Let me see. I got a comment on Reddit. Let me share that. Give me a second. Let me share that. Add to stage. Maybe. Let me see. Stop share screen. Okay. Give me a second. So y'all can hear me, everything. Okay. What's the other channel? Yep. Hit the thumbs up button. Um, it's called Propagate Light Network on YouTube, but it's clickable from the header of this channel on the profile where you see the links at, and you just scroll down and you should see it there. And also the TikTok for my spaghetti. Yo, man, my posts are going viral, yo. One of one post over on the TikTok for the spaghetti Will Smith stuff. Um, so, Mudrabbit, do you have the link to the Propagate Light Network? Are you able to post it so people could get to it real fast? And we're just taking our time a little bit. We're gonna bring Norma up in a second. I know our time is valuable, so I'm not gonna be too long-winded here. Just give me a hot second. We have 50 plus likes in the comment section thus far. That's pretty good. A couple of streams ago, we had over 300, I think. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, take your time, do it right. You don't have to rush it. She has a what is it? Not a chipmunk, a raccoon, I think, right? Not a raccoon. Anyway, I can't remember. I'm sorry. All right, so let me show you this real fast. Present. I'm going to share the screen to show the effects of what I do. Uh, where is it at? Okay, here it is. Let me just bring it up here. Da, da, da. Give me 1 second. Share, share. Oh, squirrel. She has a squirrel. Okay, my bad. Sorry about that. I don't know why I said that. So I'm happy y'all can hear me with no undesirable audio inflections. All right, so let me see here. Getting this picture up for you. Give me a second. I'm backstage doing this. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now I'm going to share the screen to you. Okay. Share the screen right here. Okay, there we go. Share, share, share. I wonder what happened to Sunny. Is he taking trips to the sun? Sunny and share. So this is something that's loading up, it looks like. Okay, can y'all see anything on the screen other than there we go. All right, so you already seen this previous stream. This is a comment. I know it's like really large, but I'm not going to mess around trying to minimize it right now. This is a comment that I got from one of the streams over on Propagate Light Network, and Mudrabbit just posted the link in the chat. This is a stream that I did with Steven. He's a near-death experiencer, so this is how it affected someone that came across that stream. Mudrabbit, this is all clear here. I appreciate that. Please let me know. If I sound like a robot or something like that, I don't want to be pushing this knowledge, sounding like I should be on Star Wars, being a double for R2D2 or something like that. All right, so here's another one, Professor Brinson. Um, this is the latest one that I got. I got this the other day. I noticed I had this up, this comment. If you look on the bottom, it says Reddit. This up at the top, this is the stream Professor Brinson. He's another near-death experiencer. So I posted the link. You see the YouTube link right here, and under that is the comment that someone left. It says, "Amazing man. I'm so happy that I have come across this incredible share of inspiration and information. I truly needed something to." I can't see it on my end here. Uh, matter of factly, matter of factly, I should have did it like this so you could all see it. Okay, there. That's better. Let's see. I'm just going right back to it. Okay, here we go. So on the bottom here is the comment, "Amazing man. I'm so happy that I've come across this incredible share of inspiration and information. I truly needed something to bring me through this life. Thank you." So that's how one of my streams affected somebody, just a random person. I don't know this person, and I was just promoting it, and there it is. And this is my C drive. That's how it looks right now. So it was a couple of streams ago where the graphics were going crazy, and then .NET said someone muted me when I was talking, and that's because my computer was freezing on me, and I meant to mute him just for a half a second because I heard some background noise, and then it just stayed muted, and I couldn't unmute him. So and I came on and I said, "Well, hey, that was my bad." So as you can see, this is my C drive is full. Anybody could Go Kart Bob sub to my other channel. Appreciate you. Anybody can help me out with this. I know I could just take it to a person and pay, but I know there has to be some kind of even some type of AI thing that could help me clear this. There's nothing on my C drive. I cleared it, but it's still showing it as full, and it's making my PC move slow. So if there's any issues, that's probably why. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing this. Yeah. My rep says time to defrag. I've been doing that defragging. I've been clearing stuff up. I have this thing where it clears everything out as well. Uh, Let me show you one more thing. Then I'm gonna get to bringing Norma Edwards up here. I always have to say the best for last, right? Let's see. I'm gonna get to all this stuff first, and then we're going to just go right into all the other stuff. I'm looking through here on backstage for something. Give me a second. All right. So, I was up until 3 in the morning last night. So I didn't have to work today. But tonight's a school night for me, and I was up working on this project dealing with Will Smith. You know, so Will Smith project, and I created a lot of the content. With a little bit of help. Y'all, are some of y'all already know what I'm referring to. So, um, my rep says and start moving those files to a yeah. That's what I'm saying. I deleted a lot of files. You know what I mean? And I do have the drive that I keep things on. Um, I'll try to go back and defrag it. Thank y'all for helping me out with that. We're only 17 minutes in. Give me 1 second. Let me close this window real fast. All right, back like a Big Mac attack. So I have this Will Smith project I've been working on, and I was working on a new, you know, video for it last night, and I got it out there to the people. If you go to my shorts area here on YouTube, you'll see that I've been posting, and as usual, you know, you already know that that's not the full video. You go to my TikTok, you can see like the full. It's a horizontal video. It's not vertical like it is in shorts, but I do appreciate the YouTube shorts. So I'm going to play that video right now. It's only like 1 minute, and then after that, I'm going to bring Norma Edwards up. Now, this is under the creativity topic of these streams here, and you know, just for entertainment purposes, just kind of get wait for more people to come in as well. All right, so it's going to be 1 minute. Going to bring Norma up, and then we're going to get into Mudrabbit and etc. All right, this is called Will Smith Jurassic Spaghetti, and again, this content is 1 of 1, and just tell me what you think. All right, here we go. Yeah, yeah. In the chat real fast. Why spaghetti? Why not? You know, it's actually not something I came up with. It's been out for a while, and I just feel like I'm making better ones than what I've seen out there. Sorry about that. All right, on the stage real fast, Norma Edwards. Thank you for waiting backstage, Norma Edwards. You may come out real fast, and also Mudrabbit is coming up the driveway too. How are you doing? Oh, it looks like you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh,
Can
well,
hear you.
thank you for asking, and I'm doing just fine. Just got back
Okay.
from the other side and doing fine.
Oh yeah, just got back from the other side. So you had some other experiences, huh?
Yes, two.
Oh wow. Wow.
2024.
Oh, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Can we get into a little bit of that real fast? You know, what actually happened, if you don't mind, or
Well, I had a incident with my heart, and it was not functioning as well as it should. And they rushed me by ambulance to the hospital. And when I got there, I flatlined. But thanks be to a surgeon who was absolutely not going to allow me to stay on the other side. He brought me back, and then again I was returned and given the message that tells me what the rest of my work on the planet is. And recovery has been very good, extremely good.
Okay. I mean, any experiences dealing with the other side that you can share?
Well, when I got out of my body this time around, I knew exactly what I should be doing. So I was heading for the tunnel. I knew there was a tunnel. And an angel, female angel, appeared. And it was very clear that her job was to not allow me through the tunnel. I guess because they understood quite well that I know what's behind that tunnel. What's behind that tunnel is light and love and glory and beauty and sacredness. And so she kind of like stopped me halfway in and indicated that I had not as yet completed my assignment, and that I needed to return. And they brought me back out of it for a while there, and then I started the journey again. And this time I was given a couple of messages, including what the rest of my journey should be. And then I was allowed to leave. Not very happy, but allowed to leave.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're there, yeah, you just want to stay there and
Whole
everything like
life on
that.
the
But
other side is glory. There's no other word for it. Glory. Love and glory.
mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's who we are. And that's our home. We're really just in school here on earth. So it was nice to be able to go home and visit, even though it was just for a short time.
Mm-hmm. But some have said that, when you're over there for a little while, you kind of this life becomes like a dream to you. Like, did you kind of get to? Oh, well, obviously you didn't get to that point, right?
No, this is not our life. This is school. I mean, we all had to engage school from kindergarten to whatever level we finished. Well, it's the same thing. It's school. And we can't really identify ourselves with the school we have attended, do we? Well, sometimes we can if you're trying to find a job, but there's a whole lot more to our lives than just being in an educational facility. Earth is a school. And at night, we lay our heads down and we go home, much like school children go home after a day's exercise at school. We go home at night. We take
Mm-hmm.
care of issues and stuff that needs to be taken care of. We engage with those who are holding our light on the other side while we're here. And then we wake up and we're back in school again. Or is a school, it's not really a place where we should become so comfortable. And unfortunately, when we become so comfortable, it's kind of really, really hard to get back into that stream of love and light and beauty and glory. So it was good to be able to visit for a while and to be reminded of what is yet to be done and where humanity is heading. It was very interesting to be able to experience that for a little while. And then they sent me back.
Yeah, but like, what's really? Can you speak of like what's really? Give me a second. Can you give a little background here? Yeah, are you able to speak like kind of like what's really going on there as far as appearance over there, and if you're being spoken to, what does that even look like? What does it look like over there?
Well,
Oh, oh, oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Mudrabbit. This is Norma Mudrabbit.
Hello, Norma.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I
Nice.
love your accent. Where are you from?
Originally from Guyana, South America.
Oh, I like your accent.
I left there a long time ago, but I've always tried to keep the accent going.
Nice, nice.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yep, it's all the show per se, huh? Earth, like you said, the school is all the show. Welcome to the show,
Yeah,
Schoolhouse Earth.
Schoolhouse Rock, the Rock,
Yeah.
huh?
that's correct.
But are you able to speak on like what it actually looks like over there? Like, what does it sound like? What does it feel like?
It's light. It's light, extraordinary light in volumes that we can't even understand while we're here. And you feel the love. It's phenomenal. Once you have felt the love on the other side, you can no longer relate to what it is that humans consider or think is love. It's something that emerges from the soul. It wraps around you when you're there. You're in this delightful, glorious glow of light. And very often we don't have to use our voices to speak. We communicate directly to the brain or to the heart. And that's what it's like. For me, when I'm there, it's the light that I'm fascinated by. It's phenomenal levels of light. And when we return, we bring back some of that light and some of that glory to help us to accomplish what it is that we agreed to accomplish before we left. Does that make sense? It's hard to explain because here we use the word glory. There we experience what glory is. The heart is light. The spirit is full of love. Everything is positive, not negative. And you can see, even when we go to the Akashic Record, the first time around, I went to the Akashic Record and I saw parts of the history of my lifetimes. And even when you do that, you become very aware that all of this experience on earth is about gaining experience so we can take that back with us when we come back to earth. In other words, there are different levels of consciousness. And when we're on the other side, we can experience and grow and glow in higher levels of consciousness. When we return, we bring back some of that light and we retain the memory of some of that consciousness. I don't know if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Thank you. It's a glorious place to be. And
Yeah, I think we're on the same page where that's concerned.
Yeah, and as a result, I have no fear of dying. As a matter of fact, this in 24, I was all ready and a bit disappointed when they sent me back.
I hear the same thing from everybody who's had this experience, that they just didn't want to come back, or they were disappointed that they came back, or even if they were happy they got back, they couldn't wait to go over there. So, yeah. And lost a fear of death.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Completely. As a matter of fact, my daughter, and she's an adult with her own family, they tell me when she got to the hospital, she spoke to me directly. She says, "Mom, get back in your body." We're here in your body.
She knows you.
But it's quite an experience, especially when if you have the opportunity to go to the Akashic Record. And there I was able to see 7 of my lifetimes, and it helps you to understand why you're here at this point in time on earth, for what reason and for what purpose.
Yeah, I've seen the Akashic Records and I've seen my book, but I couldn't read the pages.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't read the pages.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
I didn't have a near-death experience. This was in a dream.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was allowed to see 7 lifetimes.
Right. Jacob Waters, sometimes when you go back, you choose to go back, but forget that you did.
The forgetfulness, everybody talks about the forgetfulness. It's absolutely critical. Think about it. If each and every one of us could remember the trauma we experienced in the womb and the pain, because the baby feels pain as well, the pain and discomfort that it took to get out of that womb, it probably would hamper us from ever having a positive outlet. So it is grace and mercy that does not allow us to remember the time in the womb or what it took to get out of the womb, so that we can move ahead and learn and grow and expand our consciousness.
I remember time in the womb from
You
a
did?
regression, yes, but I don't remember my birth.
Thank God for that one.
Yeah,
Because
I don't.
it's not
I don't
only the
remember
mother
that.
that's feeling pain.
I'm sorry?
It's not just the mother that is in pain.
Right, right. Well, thank goodness then, because I don't remember the birth, but I do remember on one regression being in my mother's womb.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a rather pleasant feeling, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. It's life. It's life, and it's a reminder to us that life is eternal. And that's the way it is.
We're all eternal.
Yes.
Doesn't matter who we are, where we come from. We all have eternal souls.
That's correct. And Earth is a very valuable school. And sometimes I have to say to people, if they can see, like I did, the long lines of souls waiting for the opportunity to be born,
Yes.
to experience what Earth is all about.
Yes,
If
they all want to come here.
Yes, they could see those long lines, they would understand that this is an opportunity that we've been given to grow, to expand, and to become whole. But how can we, it's very hard. It's very hard to describe the feeling. You see, being on the other side is not just being there and looking at a movie. It may seem like looking at the movie of your life, but you are experiencing the emotions, etc., at the same time. And for example, if your lifetime included a time when Christ was on earth, you feel it, you experience it. Therefore, when you come back, you've got that experience. You can't shift it. There are not a lot of things that I can remember in detail that has happened in my life, but I can remember every single detail of my near-death experiences, because it was not observation. It was absorption, feeling, thinking, listening, processing. And when you come back with that, it's there for a very long time. My first near-death experience was at age 26. I'm now 82, and I remember every single thing about it, because it was an experience, not just an observation. Does that make sense?
Well, if you were to sell it, it will make dollars. Sorry about that. No, of course, it definitely makes sense. Pushing button. Can you see the comments on the screen? You could address the comments at your will whenever you want to, Miss Norma. If you see anything you want to speak on.
Oh, do I have a earbud? No, I don't see anything right now.
Okay, I have the comment on the screen. Pushing button says, "Wow, Norma, amazing."
She might not have chat open.
Oh, you don't have chat open? You should be able to see it in StreamYard as well, I guess. Should be an area where it says chat, comment section, something. Or maybe.
Where?
Or YouTube.
All this writing. All of that writing on that side of the screen here.
Oh, there you are. Be right. No, that was him talking about be right back. But life on the other side is very interesting. And one of the things we don't realize, and not enough people talk about this, when we lay our heads down to sleep at night, we go home. Much the same like kids who go to school and then they leave at 3 o'clock and they come home and they have a life in their community. The same thing happens at night when we put our heads down, we go to sleep. We go over to the other side because that's home and have experience, examine the record, and are reminded about what the next step or the next level of journey is. And where is the school? It's not home.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Somebody's asking, what is the topic? And I believe the topic is about consciousness, is it?
Yep, it's just the topics are in the description box. We talk about anything under there, but she's never met you before. She's pretty cool, peoples. Miss Quiet Queen, what's up? She wrote a book. She came out with a book recently, so she talks about consciousness as well.
Oh, that's good.
She's an author,
Mm-hmm.
best-selling author right there. I'm pretty sure, you know. Yeah, she what was I saying? Oh, she's a near-death experiencer, Miss Quiet. This is Miss Norma Edwards here.
Oh, there it is. I can see it now. Quiet Queen Project. Yes. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. One author to another. Got it. There's a lot that we have to share with humanity, but it seems very clear to me, and tell me if this is what you're experiencing. We have to raise consciousness before we can really get people to understand what we've experienced and how it has changed us.
So now you're a reverend. So how has all this affected that? If that makes sense.
I got answers to. I grew up in the church. And when I was, let me put it this way: when I was 9 years old, there was a baptism in the church, and I said to my mother, I said, "But wait a minute. The very first person they put in there, I could see the darkness of what they washed away. But they don't seem to understand that the next 12 people they put in there, they're all putting people into the same old dirty water," because I could see energy. I was 9. And my poor mother, you know, she had no answer for many of the questions that I had, particularly as I came through my teenage stage. So I started to write in journals. And to this day, I have quite a collection of journals. And when I had my very first near-death experience, many of those questions got answered. There's nothing wrong with the Bible. There's nothing wrong with the Upanishads. There's nothing wrong with the Hindu religion. None of those sacred books. But you know what is really the problem? We have taken PhD level books and put it in the hands of kindergarteners to interpret. And so hence the confusion that we have.
We also have people who actively work against us for whatever reason. When
Well,
they
the
find
reason
out.
is simple. The reason is simple. You can't teach a kindergartner
Right.
about mathematics.
Exactly.
You have to wait until they have grown and gone through the sequence that the education system provides.
Right. Well, not everybody's in the same grade here either.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so many of our instructors are not qualified to teach what they're trying to teach.
DEI on a spiritual level. Yeah.
Yeah. So as light bearers, right now, the church that my husband and I attend, Spirit sent me there. When I was sent there, I was told, you're not going to take on any assignments as a preacher or a teacher. You're just going there to worship, and you will pay attention, and you will listen, and you will record what is wrong with the church. We have people who are trying to take us into a spiritual path who have not even surrender themselves to higher learning. Because that higher learning is not just because you've been to seminary. I was disappointed because I took the journey after I had come back from a near-death experience. We have kindergartners trying to teach PhD level book. And so it allows me not to judge, because how can you judge it? It would be like saying to a kindergartner, you're stupid because you don't understand physics. But in this classroom called school, we know that it will take time, it will take growth, and it will take consciousness to take him from kindergarten to PhD level class. But somehow we don't think about it that way when we're talking about churches. I don't know if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense to me.
So Mudrabbit.
Go ahead.
Oh no, nothing. Oh yes, pushing buttons. Yes, sorry about that. Yes, the answer is yes. That's what I was wondering about. I'm just double checking. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, y'all.
Okay.
At least I don't shout out, "Hey, welcome this, welcome that, welcome this person, welcome that." Some shows do their thing, you know.
That's
And
my
that's all
job
good.
in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I guess it's kind of a show's entertaining, but it's not a show. The show you could do that, I guess, you know, if you want to. Oh, Katina Burkhay says Norma Edwards is true. What do you think about that, Miss Norma Edwards? Miss Reverend Norma Edwards.
Well, I get a lot of that, because if you've been where near-death experiencers have been, when we come back, when we return, it's interesting. There's some things I can't remember about perhaps when I was in my 30s, but I remember and I re-experience every single experience I've had on the other side. It's indelibly written in our spirits. It's indelibly written in our being, and it's not something you can shake. You can't shake it off. So thank you, Katina, for saying that what I'm saying is true. It's what I've experienced. It was very, very difficult the very first time at 26. When I came back, I was seriously depressed for 3 years and attempted to take my life so I could return 3 times. And the 3rd time, they hauled me up to Council of 9. And they told me, they did not allow me to speak. They told me that the experience that I had embodied a lot that I had to give to mankind, and that they would not allow me to take the life in return. And blessed by that, I'm now 82. Blessed by that.
It wasn't your time.
No, and they won't let you stay there if it's not.
It's like right back into the school.
That's right.
No, they don't let you skip any classes.
Oh my God, I opened my eyes and I was so disappointed. Oh, I mean, depressed for years, until I had that experience where they pulled me back. And when they put me back in the body, it was to work. And so I ended up spending 27 years working in the prison system. Help people get off drugs, help people to straighten up their lives. We all have a reason, a purpose, and a passion while we're here. And this is the age in which a larger portion of humanity has been made ready to expand their knowledge, to expand their spirituality, particularly in this year, 2025. 2025 is a year of ascension. By that, I don't mean to some people when I say that, they think, oh, this is the year lots of people are going to die. That's not what I mean. We are going to ascend into higher levels of consciousness. And it starts first with awakening. Those of us who've gone on the other side and experienced an awakening, it's our job to come back. We have been sent back with the levels of energy we're carrying to help people to experience this without having to die first. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And Pushing Button says, did you encounter the same beings each time?
No. No, I didn't. Each experience was very unique. And who and where, the second time I was not allowed to go back to the record. Who, where, and what was very different. The second time had more to do with the work that I have to finish before I can be allowed to leave and not return. And that work has to do with the church, the so-called church.
Okay. It looks like you have some butterfly wings that just sprouted from behind you there, Norma.
Where did it come from? I have a feeling it has to do with you. Oh, dear.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah. At night,
Yeah, Mudrabbit says butterfly wings.
At night we take flight
Wow.
and we go home.
Well, that's
And
how you spread the grace. Is you just, it's so small, such a small thing you do. You have no idea how it works. The saying goes that a butterfly will flap its wings on this side of the continent, which will, through a chain reaction, end up as a tornado on the other side of the planet. You know, the butterfly flaps its wing, it knocks a bug into a bucket, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And before you know it, the more things that get flapped by that little beginning can whip up a big wind at the end. So that's how it works with grace. You just be kind, be as gentle as you can, be as gentle. What is it the saying? Be as wise as serpents and gentle as doves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I see there's an interesting question here. What is her message to the church? You have got to stop talking the talk and walk the talk. Sacredness demands discipline. Sacredness demands authenticity. Sacredness demands love. Sacredness demands that we love one another as God loves us. And unfortunately, from the other side, they don't think or they don't see that in our churches, that's what we're doing.
We have one more question from Miss Quiet Queen Project.
Mm-hmm.
How can we be sure the beings we see are not nefarious?
Because you can experience the love. You feel the love in every aspect of your being. Since I've come back, I try to avoid crowds because I can also feel the negativity that flows out of some beings. So yes, you know. How can you be sure? You know, you can feel the love. I mean, the love unspeakable and full of glory, and it comes straight into your heart. That's the reason why when we come back, we are so depressed, because there's so much that is not real in the world. There's so much negative in the world. And when we come back with expanded consciousness, you can identify them. I try to avoid crowds because I can feel it. Just as I can feel the love and the beauty and the grace and the glory of the positive energy, I can also feel the negative ones and know when I have to step back. I hope that answers your question.
I got one real fast. We spoke a little bit behind the scenes about alien beings. You said they're all around us. What do you mean
All
by
around.
that? Like,
All around. Let me give you a little example. At one time, I lived in a in a facility, in a what do you call it? A townhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning I had to walk down a hill to get to the bus stop because there were buses that picked us up to take us into work. And I was in the middle of studying consciousness, etc. And I was on that part of the study that said that there are beings all around us. So I started questioning, well, how can that be? How come we do not see these beings if they're all around us? Well, the next morning, I'm hurrying down there because I'm a little bit late, you see. And I'm hurrying down this to get to the place where I could board the bus. And a voice said to me, look to your right. When I looked to my right, there was a white gentleman, and it's got nothing to do with black or white. He just happened to be white. And he was running down the hill as I was, but he was reading at the same time. And I looked at that and I thought, now, how could he be rushing to catch this bus? And it's clear that he's reading. He's got this book open in front of him. There are people in front of him and behind him. He's not running into any of them, and he's reading his book, but he's hurrying to catch the bus. And those questions ran into my mind, and I heard the laughter. I heard the laughter. Well, you don't believe they exist when you're looking at one. That's the reason why he can do 3, 4, 5 things at the same time. And since then, I've been able to identify quite a few. Some of them are working next to you in your workplace because they too are here to learn. They get very baffled by the way we actually live our lives and the way we make. They're very baffled about the fact that we've got all this, television, etc., and we really, really believe that which we see on the television, the stories and so on and so are real. But yes, they're all around us, and as soon as your consciousness begins to rise, you will begin to recognize them.
Okay, I got something from Quiet Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I recently had. Let me see here. I recently had another awakening. My feelings on spirituality had taken a different turn, and then some beings can make you feel love because they are tricksters. Well, what would you say about that?
What I would say about that is what I have to say to the church. Until you surrender your life to the force that created all creation, you can be fooled. Once you surrender, and I'm not saying you have to go into a church to do that. You can be in the middle of a field and surrender. You can be in the middle of the ocean in a dinghy and surrender. Many people, that's how, when they find themselves cornered, they surrender. When you have surrendered and acknowledged that there is a force greater than yourself, and you allow yourself to be aligned to that flow of positive energy. Yes, many of them, especially when I first came back, tried to connect. I don't care who you are, you're not going to read my life story. Why? My energy is precious, it's sacred, and I'm not going to put it in the hands of anybody. You might be even very positive, but because I can go to the other side and get the answers I'm looking for, I'm not. When I first came back the very first time, I had dozens, and I mean dozens and dozens of entities asking permission to channel through me. But see, I had such an amazing experience that all I was really interested in is how do I get back to that place from which I was sent back? And to each one of them, the answer was no. So yes, there are souls out there that make you feel love because they are tricksters, but that's because you're walking around wide open. You've got your energy wide open. You have committed to nothing that can really cover you and give you coverage. And so therefore you're wide open. It's like, remember when we had COVID? They told you should wear a mask. Well, you can't complain if you walk around in the middle of COVID without a mask and then complain because you caught COVID. It's the same with energy.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm trying not to say COVID too many times because YouTube is strict on certain words. Sorry about that.
Okay. But I hope you can feel what I'm saying. If you are committed to positive, if you are committed to waking up every single morning and thanking whoever woke you up, thanking that divine intervention that woke you up, and make a commitment that today I am going to be the carrier of light. Negative beings run as far away from you as they possibly can.
Talk about the breath. Talk about the breath. Talk about the breath.
Your breath. Your breath is your connection to the divinity that has created everything on earth, in heaven, on the moon, with the stars. And every time you take that breath in and you're aware that it is divine, the awareness that it is divine, the tricksters got to keep very far from you because they are not interested in positive energy. So have you surrendered to the force that carries positivity, that carries spirituality? Have you surrendered? If you've surrendered, you don't have to worry about the tricksters. I don't. Yes, they do. I see here, they try too hard to act normal. It's like walking in the rain. You can't complain if you step out in a storm without an umbrella or a coat that could shield you from getting wet. If you're walking around with no shield, you can't complain that negative forces are attacking. What is your source? See, somebody's got it there. Glory is a sense of the number 8. You're right. Thank you. Gratitude is not only important, but it gives you a wonderful feeling. Yeah, gratitude. When you are in gratitude, tricksters got to keep far from you. They're not interested in absorbing the energy of light and love that you carry. It's when you're walking around without energy of light and love that they can have a field day. Somebody here says, I'm thankful every day. I wake up in the morning and the very first thing before I open my eyes, I give thanks for the one thing that money cannot buy. And that is your breath. You know, baby, you don't have to fight the scriptures. Somebody's saying, I just learned how to fight the tricksters using... You want to fight the scriptures? Surrender yourself to positive light and to the source that has created heaven, earth, and all the planets. And they've got to keep as far away from you as they possibly can. Somebody says your negativity puts cracks in your energy field. If I can address Mudrabbit.
That's me.
Every thought that we have to be very mindful. You see, every time we have a negative thought and we put it out there, it's like somebody fishing. The negative energy is out there fishing. And every time you put a negative thought out there, every time you do something that involves negativity, you're drawing them closer to you. So if you want to keep them away, you've got to stay in the light. And in order to stay in the light, you have got to learn how to think positive things. I finally got to the place now where I don't watch television at all. If you're focused on negativity, yes, it will put cracks in your energy field, and that is where then tricksters can get in. I don't worry about tricksters. They have to worry about what I'm carrying.
Oh, that's deep. I like that.
No, I don't worry about them. It's the biggest source. Every morning I wake up, before I even open my eyes, I give thanks for the light that has brought me back. And That's how I start my day. Gratitude. Gratitude. We have to examine. I do classes, and one of the things I have people do right at the beginning is make a list, an honest list of, examine yourself for a week. Usually I ask 8 days. And write down when you woke up, what were you thinking? During the course of the day, where was your thinking? Where is your... Because every bit of energy that we put out there attracts back to us that which is in sync with it. So if you're learning how to be grateful as soon as you open your eyes in the morning, negativity is not going to hang around you there, because there's lots of people who wake up negative. And those are the ones that they can use real well. Somebody says the word works. Yes, of course the word works. If you work it, if you live it. You can't just say it. You've got to be authentic enough to allow it to work.
Yep. And that was Miss Quiet Queen.
Quiet
G
Queen.
and Miss Quiet Queen. Good night. Yep. Good night. She has to leave. Good night to you. Thanks for coming.
Somebody says, I love your accent as well. I'm originally from Guyana, South America, by way of London, back to South America, and then to the United States of America. But one of the things that I have always tried very, very, very hard to do is that I try to keep my South American accent. Thank you for saying that you love it. Good night, Cree.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was Miss Quiet Queen. She wants come back next week. You could be up on the panel. Exactly. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Katina Birdcage. I listen to people.
School. Yeah, I listen to people in the Earth School. Tell us more about that.
So what I want to ask you real fast, in the Bible it says on earth as it is in heaven, but is there anywhere in the Bible, the King James Version, where it says in earth instead of on?
On earth.
Okay. Because it says
we've got our feet on earth, and a lot of the energy that we take comes in through the feet and travels all the way. We're on earth.
Yeah. And that's on the King James, correct?
Well, there are lots of versions of the Bible. There's lots of versions of the Bible. Lots of versions.
So ultimately, it says on earth, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because when I look at in the King James right now, it says in. I thought it said on.
We're on earth. We walk on earth.
Right. But if I look into the Bible, if I crack it open on that phrase, I forget the phrase number or know where it's at. But it says instead of it's saying on, it says in now. I don't know why it says in.
There are many versions of the Bible, unfortunately. Are you looking at the King James Version?
Yes, that's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. You may ask Sanctuary Seeker. You may ask Norma a question. Sanctuary Seeker is pretty cool.
Okay. Go ahead, Sanctuary Seeker.
And pushing button says same in the NIV prop. Mm-hmm. It says in instead of on.
Mm-hmm. We walk on earth. We walk on earth. You see, a lot of how I believe you me, I studied the Bible. But a lot of understanding what is in there came to me by virtue of the 3 trips I made to the other side. And as a matter of fact, we have too many versions of the Bible. Therein lies the confusion. What advice, I like that question. Oh my God. What advice does Norma have if someone keeps doing the same sin? God have
Yeah, I was gonna
mercy.
say.
God
I
have
was gonna say.
mercy. God have mercy. It's not my job to change them. I did not come here to force anybody to change. God have mercy, God have mercy, God have mercy. And I can guarantee you, I've lived long enough to see that mercy. And when the mercy comes down, sometimes I have to pray and say, oh God, it's too much. It's too much. Because then that person will find themselves in a situation that they have no choice but to turn to the source. And that's not my doing. I just ask for grace and mercy. Mercy and grace.
So, what would you say if one day I open up the Bible, the King James Bible, my only Bible that I read from, the only Bible that I read from, my own physical copy, and I open it up one day and it says in earth, and I know for a fact that it didn't say in earth. So, what would you say about that?
What I would say is we are reading from a book that was translated by human beings. The whole Bible is in every human being walking this earth. And if you want to learn how to read it, you got to turn inside. Because when you go to church, you sit there, somebody preaches, they tell you what they tell you, and you leave. And the interesting thing is when you have left, you forget all about Sunday until you show up again next Sunday. You don't understand that whatever it is you're hearing, you have got to live it out. And in living it out, you will learn what the real truth of the matter is. Like, for example, I'll give you an example if you allow me to do that. For many people who go to church, you always hear Judas was the worst thing on the face of the earth. He betrayed Christ. Nobody ever thinks about the fact that the source asked Judas to do that. If Judas had not betrayed Christ, there would be no church. There would not have been a cross. Our sins couldn't have been forgiven. Just think about it. It was written before poor Judas was born. That was his role. And I can guarantee you, he's been compensated for it by way of blessings.
3 cocks and a crow.
Before, now let's come to Peter. You go to church, people get up in the pulpit and they say, Peter betrayed Christ. After the supper, what did Christ say to Peter? Before the cock crow, you will deny me 3 times. Now we have to understand that Peter was the very first disciple that Christ called. And when he called Peter, Peter was with his father. And today we think that being a fisherman was a poor or poverty-stricken career. No, it wasn't in those days. Fishermen were the only people who actually got money every day. Most people had to barter to exist. Christ comes off the mountaintop, ready to start his ministry. And he looks at Peter and he says, you follow me. I stumble on this because there are a whole lot of people sometimes in my life who tells me that my voice actually does something to them and helps them to turn a different page. Christ spoke to Peter in a very authoritative voice. And that voice made him drop everything, his career, walked away from mother, father, wife, children, and followed Christ. On the night when Christ was betrayed, Christ turned to Peter and said, before the cock crow twice, you will deny me 3 times. That was an authoritative statement, and Peter had no choice but to do it. Because Christ came to get on the cross and give up his life for our sins. Somebody had to help him get there. When was the last time you went to church and heard somebody give you that version of who Peter was and why he did what he did? I hope I give you food for thought.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The King James Version, Genesis 1:1. God created the heavens and the earth. Would you say that it says that?
Yeah. And there are many heavens. Now we call them dimensions. Now
So,
that we're getting more conscious now, we don't call them heavens anymore. We call them dimensions. I've gone as far as the 18th dimension, and they tell me I haven't gone halfway yet.
We're getting a new language now.
Yes,
That comes with the deeper understanding.
that's true. Quite true. Who was that?
and
Oh, my
Sandy,
friend
San,
Mudrabbit.
oh yeah, Sandy Diva's on the way. Sandy Diva's on the way. Pushing button says, "Wow." So this whole thing with LUST, like for money or whatever like that. I think people want you to speak a little bit about that. You already did pretty much, actually. They just put more comments in there about that. The 18th dimension. I'm so tired of people saying, "Hey, we got 7 dimensions." Like, how do you even know that for sure?
Well,
Like,
every time they take you out, they tell you where they're taking you, just the same like at Earth, If somebody's invited you to dinner, they will tell you where they're taking you to dinner. When they take you out, you travel out with angels, and they tell you where you're going. And they tell me that isn't even halfway.
okay. So you say that Genesis 1:1. I want to take it back like Marty from Back to the Future real fast. So you said Genesis 1:1 says God created the heavens with an S.
Mm.
In the
We
King
call them
James Version.
dimensions. We call them dimensions. But
Right.
spiritual people know them as dimensions. At the time when they wrote that, they call it what they call it. Our language has kind of gone up a little bit in stature.
Right. So, but it doesn't say dimensions in the King James. It says heavens with an S, correct?
Yes, because it was translated so that the people at the time could understand it. People at the time, you said dimensions to them, it wouldn't make any sense at all.
Many mansions.
So you talk about many mansions. People knew about mansions and they could understand, well, that means a really, really big house. Because a mansion in those days was, when it compared to the fact that people had lived in little mud huts and many of them just lived open in the wilds, a mansion was a great thing. See? In my father's house, there are many mansions. So you can understand there's more than just one place. I have gone to as many as 18, more than one place. It's language that allows the people who are functioning without education to understand. They could relate to that because they could relate to the envy they had of big, big, big houses that they could never ever dream of owning. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense
Yeah.
to me.
Can you hear me?
Somebody said something here. Bob, Norma went higher than Enoch. Yes, you're right. You're correct. And I'm not the only one. There are others too.
Yeah, but
So I'm
Enoch
going to
didn't
take it
come
back.
back.
I'm sorry, what was that? But Enoch didn't.
Enoch didn't come back.
He was lucky.
Yeah.
That was luck.
Good job.
They keep sending me back, you see.
You're not done with your work yet.
How I had Enoch. He did not come back. Oh dear. Sanctuary typo. Do you see any orbs? Yes, I've seen a few orbs. When your eyes are open, you see things, A lot of the times it takes years before you will talk about them. And then when you want to talk about them, there aren't too many people you can talk about what you've seen. Got to keep it quiet. I agree that heaven is a metaphor for dimensions. Thank you. Sanctuary Seeker, I have another question. What's that question?
So real fast back to while he's getting to that question, Genesis 1:1. So it says right here, Gokar Bob says, I agree that heavens is the metaphor for dimensions.
Yes.
So we're both saying that. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry. I just want to say like there's an S on dimensions and there's an S on heavens. So
Yes.
then you said that
It's one in the same place. It's one in the
said
same
that
place.
right. You said that it's in the King James version, but when I look into the King James version, it doesn't have an S on it.
We are kind of like counting apples and oranges when the whole world is about to explode. You see what I'm saying?
I hope not.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Got
I'm
it.
nodding furiously. Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
The world is on fire.
You see, the thing about it is we learn from experience. One of the things I've learned in my, oh my God, 60 years in this journey is that I can preach like Paul and testify like Moses. It's the state of consciousness that people happen to be in that will allow them to either accept it or reject it. And it's okay if they reject it, because guess what? Life is eternal. That's how the earth keeps another dimension, keeps souls. The source does not keep making new souls. Oh no. We leave, we get an opportunity to review what we've done, blah, blah, blah. And we got put stick in another body, we get sent back under different circumstances. And that's just the way it is. Once you're out of this body, you have the freedom. You have really freedom of being a spirit, and you can go anywhere just by the thought. You think about it and you're there. You don't need an airplane. You don't need a bus. You see what I'm saying? Somebody here said they photographed one in their very backyard. Yes, there are orbs flying all over the place. We're not the only people on the earth or in the universe. There are other souls. There are other souls, and they're very, 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 very prominent these days. So I agree. I agree with the people who said they photographed them in the sky over my backyard. Yes.
Just real fast. I know I'm just keep asking this, but you said it's apples and oranges, but you're saying that heavens is dimensions, is different dimensions. But if there's no S, but if there's no S on it, then that would mean that it's not different dimensions.
No, sweetheart. That is because we have, you see, to the universe, heaven consists of, let's say, I don't know how many dimensions. As I say, I went as far as 16. Let's say there are 32 dimensions. To the universe, to God Almighty, that's one source. Because we live here on earth and we look up there, we're trying to count all those stars. You see what I'm saying? That whole collection is one source. But we haven't grown yet to be able to accept that. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just the same like you come from a third world country and you come to the United States of America. You wonder how in the world they got all these different states. It don't make sense. You are baffled when you get here. This is one country. How come they have all these states? But you are one country. How many states do you have? And each one has its own little jurisdiction. Same thing we're talking about.
Speaking of states, I'm a little confused. Is it 52 states that we have, or is it 55?
I'm not from America. You'll have to ask an American that. I did not go to school in America.
Okay, gotcha.
But I know when I got here, there were a lot of states, and it took me a while before I could actually embrace that. Because to me, America was always a country. I get here now and you got all these states and all these different jurisdictions, and I was confused.
Yeah, I got you. That's what I meant. I mean, excuse me. I meant to say 50 or 52. 50 or 52.
Mhm.
My rabbit says 50s states here.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you know, when I wrote a book called Awakening, and if some people are looking for some of these answers, Awakening is available on Amazon, might probably give you some of those answers. Because when you come back, it's like, oh my God, it's just so much. You absorb it while you're up there, and when you come back now, for the first 15 years, I did not speak about my near-death experience at all. It took 15 years for me to process it before I ever opened my mouth. And the first time I opened my mouth to say that I had had that experience was when my mother was dying and I was her caregiver. And I wanted to reassure her that there's nothing to fear. So for 15 years, I didn't talk about it because it's like, how in the world, where did all this information come from? How am I going to convince people that what it is that I experienced and the fact that since I came back, I found myself with all this knowledge? So I shut my mouth. First time I spoke was when my mother was dying. And then I shut my mouth again for another 15 years. Because it was too much to even try to explain. And it took God 30 years before I wrote a book. Because it's overwhelming. And to anyone here who has come back from a near-death experience, it is very, very, very overwhelming. You have to understand that when the Bible was written, it was written really, when the Bible was written, Old Testament, it was really written to scare the 𝗬𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗀 out of people. Did you know that? That was the goal, the Old Testament. That is the reason why I say to pastors, now get out of the Old Testament. That's past, it's gone, it's done. If you want to preach, preach from the New Testament, where there is love. Am I making sense?
Yeah. Mudrabbit in the chat has a question for you. Who are the individuals that appear to a dying person that others cannot see, and our family is usually family, is what Mudrabbit says.
Their souls who reside on the other side. When my mother was dying, my mother died exactly 1 year after my father. And when she was dying, 3 days before she was dying, my father came to me. Every now and again, she would point. She was a very religious woman, and so she believed what the Bible told her. But every now and again, she would kind of like sit up in the bed and she would point. And when she did, because I had sight, I could see my father. And about 3 days, 3 days before she passed, my father came to me and he said, she wanted to die in a hospital because he was of the opinion she didn't want her grandchildren to be afraid of the room after she left. She did not want, my father told me that from the other side. She did not want to die in the room because that was the room where she experienced a tremendous amount of joy with her grandchildren, and she didn't want them to be afraid. And I did not want to take her to a hospital. I knew she was going to pass, and I wanted her to pass at home. So who are these individuals that appear? It's your family members who have passed on, because remember, life is eternal. Just because you think they're dead doesn't mean that they don't exist anymore. They exist in spirit. And as a pastor, I have sat with many people. I have journeyed with very many people. As a matter of fact, I'm only allowed to go. I go through a tunnel with them, and then when we get to the tunnel, I have to come back, and they will cross over to the other side. And I guess that's because they're mortally afraid that if I ever cross over, I won't come back. But I've sat with many people the last hours of their life, etc., sang hymns, read the Bible, gone through the tunnel with them, and then I come back by way of the tunnel, and they move on. You may not, somebody's asking, she didn't recognize it too that came. Because there are people, if we live many, many lifetimes, and there are people on the other side who, when they come to you, wouldn't recognize them because you did not see them or live with them or experience them in this lifetime. But 2 lifetimes ago, that may have been your mother, it might have been your sister, it might even have been your husband or your wife. So she didn't recognize the 2 that came for her because obviously they did not die in her lifetime. But they carried the love from whichever lifetime they interacted. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My father said to me, he came to me, we had a fish tank. And he materialized in the fish tank. And he told me what her favorite piece of music was. And he told me that I needed to pull myself together. Being the eldest in the family, I would have to take care of the funeral arrangements. And you can imagine when he said that to me, man, I boo-hooed and I cried. And 3 days later, there I was, breathing with my mother. When she took the last breath, I was still breathing. So I almost collapsed. But yes, he was the one who came to escort my mother home so that they could be together again. And he made himself very known and seen. And since I had had a near-death experience myself, I wasn't afraid when he appeared to me. But yes, those who have loved you, some from other lifetimes, will come when it's your time to be transformed. There's nothing to fear about death. It's transition into love.
Do you think that after a while we look at this world as a dream when we're over there for for a long time or whatever?
Oh yes, this is a dream. This isn't real. This isn't real. This is a reality. It's an
So in that
experience
sense,
to have. It's an experience we choose to have, which would help us to better. You see, each time you come back a little wiser. And your focus is, this is why sometimes when I run into people, they don't want to hear anything about near-death experiences. I don't get upset by that. This is not their lifetime to know that. It may take them another 5 lifetimes before they get there, and that's okay.
a little bit off topic, but I have to ask you these questions. It sounds like this doesn't matter, but you're a reverend, so I have to ask you. The King James Bible, there's a place where it says it's called Revelations, correct?
Mm-hmm.
With the S.
Mm-hmm.
Revelations with an S, correct?
Yes.
What is that referring to? With when it has an S on it?
Well, to tell you the truth, I stay out of Revelations. Because Revelations, I believe, this is just me, when they were writing or they're transcribing the Bible, somebody added Revelations to scare the bejeebies out of people here on earth so that you can get them to follow. There is nothing terrifying about death, nothing. Whatever it is that ails you will pass. And this amazing experience of love. You see, when we're walking the earth, we talk about love, but we don't have a clue what it really feels like. And then we shift into this place of love. But if they told us that in the Bible, people who transcribed and wrote what they needed to add to it, they couldn't kind of make us fearful about this or that. Or anybody following me here?
Yeah, I'm just asking, like,
I'm following you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is Revelations referring to? Why is it
Hell
Revelations?
and damnation, hell and damnation. And that damnation, they claim it's revelatory. They're revealing stuff to you. But you see, when you walk in the light, dying is a beautiful thing. It's hard for some people to understand that is a beautiful thing.
Right. But
I mean,
what would you say?
Last year, November 24, I was back in the hospital. And God, when I opened my eyes and realized that it brought me back, I was not a happy camper. Now, I looked at my husband, and my children. My children there were 22 family members at the hospital. And when I opened my eyes, I felt a little bad because I realized, oh my God, they were really in But you know, to me, I'm 81 years of age. It's time to go home. This earth is not your home. And so you're asking about the Bible. You have to understand the Bible was written. Let me put it this way. There are certain things that come out of my mouth that a lot of people cannot understand. They cannot relate to. And for me, that's okay. Because the universe is going to provide whatever it is they need, whether it takes another 3 generations or another 4 generations. People who got the inspiration to write the Bible, etc., added in some stuff that they thought was necessary at a time when people were walking this earth very, very, very wicked. And there are parts of the Bible, particularly in the Old Testament. You see, the thing I say to pastors now, I say, will you stop reading the Old Testament? Please stop it. We need the grace and the love and the mercy. We don't need all that fear. It's much the same like a lot of the literature we have out there right now, particularly on this subject about some of it is positive and some of it is not so positive. And some of it is really very fearful. I'm sure there are people here who would agree. And somebody says here, no one is happy at first to be back. I wasn't. I was depressed for 3 years. The content of Revelation does not match what I experienced when I went to the other side. It does not match other people that have been on the other side where we've been allowed to come together in groups and discuss where we went and what we saw. It doesn't align with that. That's about fear. One of the things, I have a beautiful handcrafted piece of art that I was given as a gift on my 80th birthday. And it says, and the person read me very well, I did not come to bow to doctrine. I came to be free and to offer that freedom to others. So when we read the Bible, we have to understand some of it is doctrine, some of it is real. Somebody says, Norma, I get you 200%. Thank you.
So yeah, you had a good explanation, good summation of Revelations. So it's funny because I know of it to be like that, like you say. I do agree with you, what you're saying, what Revelations is. So I understand. But one thing that confuses me is that if I were to go to my King James Bible right now and go to where it says Revelations, the story changed as far as the title. It doesn't say Revelations no more. There's no S on there.
My son, what I would say to you is you take that Bible, you close it, put it to your heart, close your eyes, and ask for an interpretation of Revelations. You're not going to get it straight away, but I guarantee you over a period of time it will come. See, that's what I was taught by a 91-year-old man. You put it, close it, you read whatever it is, you close the Bible, and you open the Bible at that spot on your chest, and you lie and you go to sleep, and you ask for guidance, and the guidance will come.
Right. It's not the interpretation of the word. It's the fact that the word itself doesn't have an S at the end anymore.
But that's not important, son. It's not important. The S is not important. It's like I said when I used to teach, You're trying to teach, I used to teach business administration. You're trying to help people to be top-down thinkers. But they're so steeped in thinking from the bottom up that they can't pass an exam because they're stuck. How you get from the bottom up. But they are bottom-up thinkers and they're top-down thinkers. That's two different things altogether. Because the top-down thinkers are going to find their way to the truth. The bottom-up thinkers, you're looking, in other words, you're reading the Bible and you're looking for stuff that is not, it's not in sync. And to me, you're not reading the Bible to get what the Bible has to offer. You're looking for discrepancies. And we're talking about a Bible that was written in times that are very different from the times we live in now. Very different. Usually I say to people, before you read the Bible, say one little prayer. See, I don't believe in telling God what to do. Father God, could you grant me grace and mercy as I open this book? And then you open the book and you read.
Right. But it's like, when I read the story in the book, and let's say I say Adam and Eve bit the apple. And then let's say if I go back again and it says Adam and Eve, but Eve bit an orange, then that would mean that the story has changed. That would mean that one little thing that's different, that means that the whole story is different, right?
No story. The story never changed. Something happened, and how it happened is the truth. Now, who are these people who are interpreting the truth? Because some people are more spiritual than others. Wouldn't you agree? Every time I say to a pastor, but Judas did not betray Christ. Judas did what he was told to do. Go, hurry, do what you have to do. That's what Christ said to him. Because the betrayal was decided long before poor Judas was born. Somebody had to betray him. And Judas was given the job of, I'm telling people, when you get up to heaven, you will find Judas very much there. Somebody had to betray him so he could get on that cross. And that was Judas's task. But nobody teaches that. Anybody get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Free
Yeah, I mean, I
will.
was taught, that. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Free will. I see that in the
Well,
comments. Go
somebody
ahead. I'm
says
sorry.
it's free will that's important here. That's a joke. If you've seen, like I did when I crossed over the first time and it took me to the Akashic record, I watched how in conjunction with my black guides, I wrote the life that I was just leaving. You write it. And you write it because Earth is a school and you want to experience. It's no different than if you want to become a doctor, you are going to find yourself into medical school, aren't you? You're not going to go into a classroom with teaching economics. Think about that. Earth is the only place
I
you have
definitely.
the opportunity to experience different things in different ways. There's something I teach. Before you can become a leader, you have to first learn how to be a follower. Because if you learn how to be a follower, when you become a leader, you know exactly how to lead people. Because you were once a follower. And sometimes we end up with leaders who are never followers. Got a problem there. Can you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. That's why I try to study the Bible that one time in my life. And, I've always been taught that there's, like you said, it's a heaven and it's a hell, you know? So
There is no
when I'm reading the
hell.
Bible,
Let me correct you first. There is no hell. You know what Spirit told me? We get back there. Pay attention to how many fires they are burning on earth at any one time, and you will know that you're living in hell. I see everybody got quiet.
right,
I'm sitting here grinning
right.
ear to ear.
So,
I am so resonating with you, Norma.
Who is that? Who is that?
That's me, Mudrabbit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Think you're
sitting
in
over here
heaven, but you're living in hell. Time alone.
and we
Time.
make our hell through our free will choices.
What free will choices?
Yeah, well, we choose wrong things.
No, we didn't.
We have influences all
No,
around
we didn't
us.
choose. No, we didn't choose. We sat down and we wrote that program because we wanted to experience it.
Yep.
And since we know that we never die, hey, the next life and the next life, I'll get over it.
But we choose our lessons. We choose the lessons we want
We
to
choose
learn.
the lessons before we come to the earth.
Yes, and then we get here and sometimes we
forget.
lose track of the method.
No, we don't lose track of the method. we are made to forget, because if you remember that it was just an experiment, we wouldn't act it out right.
Exactly. Hi, Sandy.
Hi. I can't stay long.
How you doing?
Okay, yesterday it was bad. I overslept really bad, so I had to postpone my show that's normally yesterday to tonight. So I'm working while I'm here, but I had a Mandela I really wanted to share. So I sent it to Prop. It's in his email, and I can only be here for a very short time. How are you guys?
Well, welcome. Welcome.
Thank
I
you.
am Norma. Welcome.
Yeah, this is
Somebody
Norma. This
asked-
is Sandy. I'll get to the email.
Somebody here is asking,
Oh,
Sanctuary Seeker, can any of us access the Akashic record? It's not such a good idea while we're here.
I can't see the chat right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the Akashic record is.
It's a record of everything that has ever happened in heaven and earth.
Oh, I have heard of that.
It's very real.
Are we supposed to know all of that, though?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think
They
so.
need us to know will be fed to us, and sometimes it gets in the way. I was taken to the Akashic record, and I was only allowed to see 7 lifetimes. And those 7 lifetimes had a very, very, very big effect on who I am today when they sent me back. So I would not go to anybody to read the Akashic record. I wouldn't personally. Because the 7 that they gave me, Lord, I'm still working on them. But then, of course, I was given that and sent back with a spiritual kind of consciousness. But if not, some of the stuff that I saw at the Akashic record, I'd probably be in a psychological ward by now. It's not easy to watch. It's not easy to experience. But when you are taken there in the spirit world by those who can, and you know, I came back from my near-death experience, really, really, really very upset about having to return. But I have never spent a day in a psychologist's chair. And a lot of people, when they read my life story or they hear my life story, they're really amazed at that. But because you see, when I saw the record, I was allowed to see 7 lifetimes. And those 7 lifetimes had a lot of bearing on what I was coming back to do. But I kind of suspect if I had just seen them at random without a meaning and a purpose, it would have been difficult, a whole lot more difficult for me.
oh, okay, Sandy. I'm accessing that for you right now.
Okay.
Sorry about
I
that, Miss
promise-
Norma. She wants to.
I promised Propagate I would come on the show, and everything got messed up yesterday when I overslept. My whole schedule got bumped. And unfortunately, I have to do my show tonight. So I'm here for a very, just pretty much to present this, and then I have to go.
Okay, we understand.
I'm still working. I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm
we
in the
understand.
background working.
Go for it, girly.
How are you, Mudrabbit?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm sitting over here eating off mic because my pancreas is acting up and I don't want to crunch in anybody's ear.
Okay.
Like that.
I understand.
But if I don't eat something, I'm going to end up on the floor. So excuse me for about 5 minutes.
Oh, we understand. We understand.
Me too. I miss Norma. Hopefully we'll be on another stream together where we can talk.
That
I feel
would be
bad.
good.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Everything happens for a purpose, for a reason and purpose.
The
So I hope
Propagate.
I'm making
All right.
sense.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on my phone and I'm working on my iPad, so I cannot read that. It's too tiny, even when you make it big.
That's what she. Okay. Let me see
I can see it.
here.
You're
My
eating,
bad. Just
Mudrabbit.
remembered.
That's okay. I got a few bites down. It says this possible
All right.
Mandela effect is one of those. It's sometimes that shouldn't be, wait a minute, unsettling, but just is. Around what age are newborns able to hold their head up on their own? 1, from birth. 2, 1 to 2 months. 3, at 3 months.
That depends on the individual, though, doesn't it?
I always thought it was somewhere around.
None of us come with the same. We all come with the same stuff. That's a very individualized thing. I've had five children, and they each had their own. When they talk, I had one that didn't talk until you were 7. It's very individualized.
But is there any age where none of your children was able to lift their head?
No, I didn't have that. And if I had that, that would mean you needed to seek the help of a doctor. Something was wrong.
Yeah, newborns, you have to support their head, but pretty soon they get the hang of it.
Yeah. And if it's not happening, then there's a defect somewhere there.
So you would say from birth, they would not be able to lift their head. As a newborn, you have to support it.
As a newborn, you have to support, well, for me, you have to support it. And then somewhere along there, between 1 and 3 months, they get the hang of it. It's like everything else. When we come as individuals, you know.
Yeah, and it's the same as when they walk and talk. You know, some walk early, some walk late. You know, depends on the baby.
But, I mean, I had a son who was born and couldn't hear at all for 7 years. And one of the things that they had shown me about him when he was born is that one day he would cross the stage. This is a true story. They took me up and showed me this child that I had at 3 and couldn't speak. They showed him dressed in a cap and a gown, graduating from university. And because of that, I refused to let them send him to a deaf and dumb school because he couldn't speak because he couldn't hear. And they told me when I was carrying him, you see, I asked, and they told me that he'd be delayed for a while. And he started school at 5, couldn't hear, so he couldn't speak, and they wanted to send him to a deaf and dumb school, and I wouldn't allow it. And of course, they're saying, but he's sitting in a classroom and he can't absorb what's going on, etc., and I wouldn't allow it. And when he was 7 years old, by then, you know, the audiologist had become almost like a family member. And I took him to the audiologist and usual checkup, and nothing. They tried hearing aids, none of it worked. And that particular day, he says, well, how is he doing? And I said, well, he's doing fine, except that, you know, he was the last child, middle of this family of 4, and he was number 5. And my house gets, you know, friends come in, children bring friends in, etc., etc. And he has this habit, I said, that was really driving me crazy. And the audiologist said, what's that? I said, you know, if the children are gathered in the kitchen, and they're laughing and talking, because I always had other people's kids in the house as well. You know, they play basketball or what have you. And if they're making a lot of noise, he would go to the sink and turn on the water. And if they were in a bedroom, he would go to the bathroom and turn on the water. And at the time, I had to pay water rates, you see. And I was divorced. And
okay, can I jump in real quick? Can I jump in real quick? I'm sorry. Sandy doesn't have long. She only has a couple of minutes. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
But I do want to say that both of you said 2, between 1 and 3 months. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I can't see the chat, so I don't know what the chat is saying.
Norma, if you wanted to like quickly finish up, that'd be great. And then we'll just continue this. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So what he did was, my son was sitting in the chair, you see, and he pulled the chair over to the sink and he turned on the water and he called his 2 assistants in, and he says, "Now come on, start chattering, start chattering." And we started to chatter, and the water is running, and my son started to smile. They made a hearing aid, the sound of running water behind it. And 3 years ago, my son crossed the stage of University of Maryland with his degree.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. That's amazing.
But you see, it's all in there. When he came in, he couldn't hear, so he couldn't speak. And Spirit just kept saying to me, don't freak out, don't freak out, don't freak out. And according to the plan that he wrote a plan that said at 7 he would begin to hear. So it's all, we plan it before we come. Whatever it is that we're living, we plan it. And if we have any sense, we will learn to look at what is the lesson. Because as soon as we can tell what the lesson is and we've learned it, we're over it. Thank you for the time to finish that.
Right.
Oh, no problem.
Right. No problem. No problem. Nice story. Beautiful. Yeah,
It was a
Sandy. Yeah, you
beautiful
could
story.
continue.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, it would also be 1 to 3 months, anywhere in that time, not beforehand, before you have to support the head. At least that's what I was always taught.
Babies coming in now, they're, Lord, within days they can hold up their head. I don't know why. They're coming in now with a whole lot more energy and
Yeah, the babies being born now are gonna go faster than our babies did.
And that is exactly what this whole presentation is about.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I can't read. I can't read it.
Yeah, so according to parents.com, a baby doesn't develop their neck muscles needed to lift their head until approximately 2 months old. This is what I have always believed to be true.
Yeah, 1 to 3 months.
but different folks, different strokes for different folks. I see babies coming in nowadays, good Lord. It's almost like they can open their mouth. They can't speak the language, but they can certainly do more than just cry. Because it's a different generation.
Yeah, but they could never lift their heads up on their own with it, like in the first couple weeks of them being born in my past. Their heads were too heavy. The neck muscles weren't developed enough to lift their head up. They could like move around, but their head was always like down. You know, like their head would always drop if they tried to lift it too soon. And
Yep.
that's what Parents Magazine is also saying, but they're wrong. They're absolutely wrong now.
This is a different generation. This really is a different generation.
Well, that would imply that they have a
So
different
you're
body.
saying
Go ahead, Pat.
that's the point. That's the point that I was gonna make. You said it in the good words. So what would you say about that, Miss Norma? That would imply that they have different bodies.
Well, we're different. We're living in a different era. The food that mothers eat today is not the food that I ate when I was carrying mine. I have 5. I should say 6 because I buried one. It's not the same name. It's not the same food. It's not the babies coming out these days, man. They're doing things that none of mine could have done when I had babies. How long ago? 50 years ago. It's like we're evolving.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're
You,
supposed to do, evolve.
I've seen children who barely can walk and they can play an instrument. How did that happen? When I was growing up, I never saw that. At 3 years of age, they're at a piano and they're playing an instrument.
Right.
It's a new
That's crazy.
generation. It's a
So,
new generation.
You want
yep.
me to read this?
The Pepsi generation. Yeah, you want to read that one?
Sure. I can't say this is a Mandela effect because the guidance and science have not changed. However, what I am about to show you should not be possible. Sorry for the clicking. The
And so
squirrel
the
just
next.
woke up.
It's okay. There's a
Oh,
video on the next slide. That's what we're gonna be watching is a video.
oh, does it have sound? Oh,
It's just people talking. There's no music. Or maybe I muted it.
okay.
Mhm.
No, I just didn't have the sound on. I
What
didn't
he
think
said, he's
you were going to.
aware.
So
Take
that is a
the
newborn.
surroundings. Yeah. Mhm.
He's a week old, and he is just head up, sitting up,
Mhm.
looking around.
Mhm.
I've seen that video. Yeah.
It's a new generation. And the foods we are eating as mothers is very different now to what it was before. I can believe that.
This is never
And the
possible in my
supplements we're
past.
taking are
Yeah.
so much stronger than what we used to get back then.
Oh, yeah. I've got a video with a 3-year-old 3-year-old at the piano. His feet can't even touch the floor, and he's playing Mozart's music.
Yeah, there are more geniuses being born and more savants being born, and not idiot savants. And I don't mean that in a improper way. That's what they're called, is idiot savant. Just savants who are very clever and very smart and they're geniuses. They're just incredible at what they do, and they focus in. It's not autism. There's no mental retardation. They just have an extremely high focus.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I can believe that
So you want to
completely.
read? So
I can't.
Ms. You can.
No, I
Okay.
can't.
See, credit for this
Okay.
short goes to Rap House TV. This baby is less than 1 day old. Do you hear the parents? Not only is he lifting his head, he's aware, taking in the surroundings. None of this behavior should be possible in a newborn. Yep, that's an advanced baby.
Probably came
You
to
want to read
change
the
the
next
world.
one?
Yep.
Want to read the next one? Okay. Go to the next one here.
I'm waiting for it
Let's
to
see
pop
here.
up on my YouTube screen.
Oh, look what we have here.
Please fill in the missing word that you remember for the creator above. Is HIS.
Alrighty then. Okay.
I want to ask you a
This is
question though. Do you realize the intensity of the statement "propagate the light"? Are you aware how intense that is?
Please tell
Very.
us.
Come on, give me an answer. That is an amazing statement.
I think I recognize this person. Don't you, Norma? Recognize this person?
But she
Yeah,
is
tell us
asking if you understand the. Go ahead.
Tell me your summation of the album. I'd love to hear it.
You're holding forth the light. And you're holding forth, and now I'm reading. You're holding forth the light in a world full of darkness, in a world full of evil. And your responsibility, what you came here to do, is to propagate, hold up that light, despite how much negative there may be around it. Thank you for taking on the assignment. Bless you for actually doing it, because some people find a way to escape, Bless you for actually doing it. It's powerful, very powerful. Propagate the light. You got to hold it up. You got to hold up people who are carrying that light. And you made that commitment before you came here. Now, I didn't come to read, but there I am, I don't normally read, but that's who you are. That's what you committed yourself to doing when you got here. That's what you're doing. God bless you. And you might have to
Well,
help
I
me.
can't do it.
You might have to help me propagate mine. Gotta send me back to go deal with the church. Lord God Almighty. And as soon as I opened my eyes, this is what came to me. They took off Paul's head, didn't they? They hung they hung one disciple upside down on a cross. That's the first thing that came back to me when I opened my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, they sent me back to do this. This is not easy to accomplish. But part of what you're doing is to propagate the light wherever it is in the world and wherever it needs to be propped up. That's your job. And that's why you are in the field that you're in. God bless you.
Thank you so much. And Pushing Button says, I remember but I know him now as this. Anybody else?
I like that.
I remember him as 𝗲 as well. And when I saw the name as this for the first time, it like my stomach flipped. It was so jarring because I knew I'd seen 𝗀. And I even asked him, because I was on a show and he was in the chat, I asked him if he had changed his name, his YouTube name, to this. And he said no.
Right.
Mhm.
Someone I knew said that they recall me as and they were giving me a whole, experience behind that as well. And then other people were asking me online on different streams, wasn't your name The Light instead of This Light? You know, so how can all these different people recall the same exact thing that is not actually true?
But what I want to tell you is that's how you wrote the program, that it would shift from 𝗀 to this. You wrote it that way.
I have a question for Norma when Sandy's done with her presentation.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I
There's a little.
recall.
Oh, go on.
I recall Propagate This Light. Of course, I'm going to say that though. Drum roll. What would you say? You said you have a little something.
Oh, I said on the next slide, there's a little bit of residue. There's some residue in here. We have a written residue and a video residue.
It is exactly the way you wrote it, son.
Is what is the red referring to?
Oh, that's the part you read.
It says propagate this. What did he
Yeah, let me
say?
reshare this because
I can't even see that last word, zombie.
I'm going to reshare it so I can put the sound on. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm going to put the sound on. Sound on, sound for, sound off. Sound. Here we go. And it's back on the clapper. Clap, clap. There we go. Now we're cooking with butter. All right, so what do we have here? Miss Sandy, Miss Diva, Your Highness.
I can't see it. I still can't see it. My phone's so small. Oh, welcome to the Mandela Zone. That was the episode, but I can't read Sagittariusly speaking and propagate this light. I can't read. Does he have propagate this and like
Okay.
explosions? Is that what that is?
You saying Oh, so if you
in
can't
the
read, you
room.
might want to get some reading classes. It's only like $90 over at kentech.com. If you
Yeah,
can't
I
read,
think
you
I
can
can
get some.
see it.
No, I mean on my
I'm
phone,
just
it's
joking
so
with you.
small.
I can see.
Yeah,
I can
no.
see it.
Go ahead.
𝗧𝗏 speaking said propagate this light, and Adam Backwitch. What did he say, zombie? And propagate this light at Sagittarius. I can't pronounce that name. LOL. And it says in the bottom, most in the
Okay.
Mandela effect community recall propagate the light, but according to Prop, his channel name has always been, and you've cut the bottom line off. Propagate
Okay, it's not
this
staying
light.
static. Give me a second.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nope. Roll it up a bit. There you go.
That's what the Snoop Dogg said. That's what
It says,
Snoop Dogg said. Roll it up.
But according to Prop, his channel name has always been propagate this light. Which do you recall?
Could it be that it got shifted from one level to the other because what it is that he's accomplishing is evolving?
Yeah, I think we're experiencing shifts and overlays right now.
Propagate the light means wherever he finds light, it is his job to uphold it, propagate it. As a result of doing that, he may have now come to the place where his own light needs to be propagated. Propagate.
There you go.
It's all in the program.
Propagate some money.
It's all in how the what we wrote before we came, and we just have to accept that's how it is.
Yes, go ahead, Mudrabbit.
Okay.
Oh, that was nice. Thank you. You just have to accept this, y'all. Just accept it how it is. Okay.
Just
go ahead,
beam on, brother.
And give thanks for his service on the planet. However it finds itself, it'll find itself according to the way it was planned above. As above, I have a piece of art in my home. As above, so below.
Yep. Okay, I read all that.
Okay.
Is there another slide?
I don't understand. Yep, just like a soccer op. Let me see here. The electric slide. Sandy, I don't understand this part. It says propagate this. It doesn't say the within the red here. Is that what you're trying to show?
It's the emoji where he's like shocked that it's propagate this. His mind is blown. That's why I said the emoji matters, and I couldn't understand what the emoji was.
Okay, but it just has exclamation points and like the firecracker. It could be like he's just shouting me out or something, or what?
It could be, but at the time during the stream, I took it as he was saying propagate this, because he doesn't write propagate this light. He writes propagate this. Explosion, explosion, explosion. See what I mean? Like his mind is blown.
Oh, so do you recall during the stream on that part there, we were talking about the or this on the stream or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's up, Jackie? 227.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. No, we'll go to it. You ready to go to it now?
Amazing. Yep.
Okay. Hopefully we can hear the sound. Let me see if it's let me see if I have my tab unmuted here. Yep, it's unmuted. Let's see what happens. Boom. Let's get a clap. Oh, money bags.
Asked this before. Propagate.
Oh, it's kind of messy, huh?
Sounds weird.
That's how it usually sounds. I'm joking.
I'm joking.
Wow.
It sounds like a garbled mess.
Yeah, I'm refreshing the page right now. Y'all can't see it, but it's actually refreshing. Let me see here. All right, sorry about that. Let's try to get to it here.
Asked this before. Propagate. Propagate this
Wow.
light.
It's my connection. Jeez, this will be a good one, but I can't get it to play right. This is okay. I'm on a public connection, y'all. You could propagate some.
Propagate. Propagate.
Jackie, that's funny, Jackie. I'm refreshing the page one more time. See what happens. Do you have the clip by itself? If you could email that to me, I could play it by itself.
I'll give it a shot.
Maybe I could download it from here. Like John Wayne, huh? Give it a shot.
You want me to read the bottom?
Let's see. Is that which? Yeah, let me. I thought it had a download option here.
Asked this
But I
before.
guess it doesn't.
Propagate. Propagate this light. There's always this light.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to send the slide to you because
Yeah.
it's not attaching. It probably because it's too big. I'm going to send the
Okay.
actual file, like the slide, and see if that helps.
Okay, sounds good. Technical stuff on there, Norma?
It's very, that don't seem technical to me at all. You started off by propagating the light of the people who came on your show. Now the spotlight has turned to you.
I'm going to have to add to my Google Drive because it's 102 megabytes. It's not going to send through email. So I'm going to put it in a folder.
You know what? I
and share.
actually have it.
Oh, you have it? Okay, good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. Let me see if I could get it. Get it. How much time do you have there, Sandy?
Well, my show starts in 30 minutes. Like I said, I'm working behind the scenes, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm working, so it's okay.
Okay, multitasking like we are creative
I am
people do here.
Yes, I am.
Yep. Oh, Norma, do you think things could, I'm getting a file. Do you think things could supernaturally change? Like, if you're like you said, if you evolve, will you know, will the world that you see also be different in some kind of way?
Of course. We're not static. If we're static, we're in trouble. We are supposed to be evolving all the time. And if we're static, something is wrong.
A glitch in the matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to read the bottom?
Oh, so you saying that? Yeah, it's up to Sandy.
Oh no, yes, please read.
Okay. It says Moneybags 73, some remember as 76, remembering Propagate as Propagate the Light.
The first time I was on, it was Propagate the Light.
So you remember it that way too.
Oh, yeah. But evolution has taken place.
Yeah, we've shifted.
Definitely. And the spotlight is now on the person who created it. Propagate this light.
Norma, that was groundbreaking. I don't know if anybody else felt what you just said. When you came on, it was the light, and you said it's okay, we're evolving.
That's right.
So, are you saying that as I evolve, my name could supernaturally change?
Not supernaturally, it will change in the heavens.
Not just your name, things around you.
Your pattern.
Yeah. Objects. Lots of stuff. Trees will show up where you don't remember seeing a tree in that spot. You know, stuff like that.
When you first invited me onto the show, I was very disappointed that you didn't have more followers. Because I'm thinking, oh my God, here is this person with all this tremendous light. Where is the audience? Why can't people see the light? Say, I can see light. Can people see light? Spotlight has now turned to you. And I know how you feel listening to this, because anybody said this to me, I would be like, it's like when they said to me, you have to return. You haven't finished your job. And I'm thinking, oh my God, after 82 years, how many more years do I have to be on this earth? But it's what it is. Evolution has taken place.
Wow. I'm getting that video for you right now, Sandy. I'm getting it uploaded right now. Thank you for holding on. I keep holding on. I keep holding on. It's probably what you're thinking, huh? Thank you. Thank you, Miss Norma. That was so.
Working.
Oh, okay, I got you. Thank you, Norma. That was so beautiful.
You're welcome.
And let's see here. All right, so here it is. It's loading up. It's almost done. All right, so this is the video that's on the screen now. I'm going to play it right now. Give me a second to rec it, and then I will share. Okay, it's loading up. Loading up. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, it's loading up, my bad. Still loading up here. Miss Norma, did you see the Will Smith stuff at the beginning? If so, what did you think about it?
Yes, I did. It was funny.
Oh, okay. That's some stuff I created.
Yeah, I gathered that. Yes, I gathered that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's loaded up, and here's the video right now that's on the screen. Give us 1 second. Here we go.
A strong spirit cannot be broken. Never say you're broke.
Propagate this.
I think you asked this before. Propagate this light. Was it always this light, or was it propagate the light? I don't know. It seems like it was the at one point. But anyway, back to your comment here. Do you know?
There it is. Pass the popcorn. What do y'all say?
Just like I remember it. I remember it the same way.
But Norma, you said that when you first came on. Are you totally sure that my name was
Yes, propagate the light. I was impressed.
But my name, was my screen name the, or was it this?
Was the.
Wow.
Now it's turned on you, baby.
So my name supernaturally just changed overnight, and I don't even recall changing it.
We don't remain the same.
You shifted.
Surprise at this that we don't. If we remain the same, something is wrong. We have to change. We have to shift, and that's a sign of progress. Propagate this life.
For lack of a better description, we are in the process of moving into a new world.
Oh yeah, 2025 is doing that for us.
Yeah, and you'll either, some people will feel it, some people won't notice it, and some people are going to wake up one morning totally shocked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's deep. That's deep, my rabbit. You be going deep with the holes in the mud there. I like that.
Well, it depends on what grade you're in.
I love that. I love that. It depends on what grade you're in. You're quite right. You can't stay in kindergarten forever.
Yep.
Right.
We got to grow up. Okay, I'll read that one. It says,
All right.
I have searched every minute of the 𝗦𝗵𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗃 stream where I saw Prop in the chat and my stomach flipped because I saw him. Wait, I can't see that now. You got to move the icons away. I saw him as the light. That part is gone now unless it was a different stream. Do you remember the light? Okay, I can't see that bottom line.
Give me 1 second. It's moving slow. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. My computer's full, like I was showing at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's moving slow.
Let us know in the comments.
Okay, I think I kind of messed up your rhythm there. All I heard was my voice at the end.
It's
Yeah,
my
just,
usual.
yeah, there's no
Let us know in the comments below. That sort of thing.
right. Let's see here. So you searched in McFarlane's archive. It's for those that don't know, it's a guy named McFarlane on YouTube. And I think Sandy's saying that one of the shows was mentioned. You know, the light is what you're saying was
I
mentioned.
remember it. All right, so Mont Blanc was a logo that we all witnessed. Everyone who was at the live show witnessed it. Like there was no star, and Brian was scrolling, and as he was scrolling, there was now a star, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like we were all in shock because the star was not there, and then it was. And that's why I remember that's where I saw you in the chat for the first time as Propagate 𝗧𝗏, because it was that stream, which was a memorable stream. And now you're not, I can't even find you in the chat. So we definitely shifted, at least in my opinion.
Wow, that's just so crazy. I just want to throw this out there since it's on the screen. The avatar right there, the 𝗣𝗲𝗲𝗃, the nice little 𝗣𝗃𝗃 right there. That was made by Desi. She shows up in the chat sometimes. So she made that art right there. That's on my 𝗣𝗃𝗃 of the channel on the screen. So, and then I took the picture of the cover art at the top. So try to keep it all original. Oh, and Go-Kart said earlier about the spaghetti. You don't know what that's about. I'm just being creative. You know what I'm saying? I'm just exercising my talent. And at the same time, just giving you some entertainment, you know, and just being creative, inspiring creativity, and keeping myself busy.
But I do have to go. I am so sorry. My show is supposed to start in 20 minutes. I'm letting everyone here know. I will probably be a few minutes later than I was anticipating. Is
Okay.
Splatter in the chat?
Splatter?
Yes,
Is there?
Splatter.
Yes, he was. I saw him in there. Him, her, them.
Hopefully he is still here, so he knows. I am working as fast as I humanly can move, but the iPad is slowing me down. So
Yeah,
we will
he's still
start.
here.
Oh, thank goodness.
He's lurking.
As soon as I get all this done, we will start. I will be there as soon as possible, but I do have to go. I am so sorry. It was very
Okay.
nice to meet you, Miss Norma. Hopefully next time we can chat some more.
Yes.
Yes.
Good luck.
Have a
with
good
your
night. Feel better.
show. Good luck with your show.
Thank you so much. And thank you. You as well, Mudrabbit. I'll see you soon. It was good talking to you again.
Good night.
Good night, Prop.
Yeah.
I'll see you soon. You're welcome to
Good
hop
night.
on after your show if you'd like.
All right. Thank you for the slide. Appreciate it. Peace.
Anytime. All right. Bye, guys.
Jackie
Yeah,
says
so
someone needs to buy you a computer. We all need new computers, Jackie.
yeah. She made me a part of her slide. So that's something different there, huh? Wow.
You're famous now.
I've been famous, girl. No, I'm just like, pushing button says Prop owns stock in spaghetti noodles, or is it red sauce? Yeah, we got the sauce here. It's really selling though. The spaghetti, Will Smith. It's really selling. It's boosting. Look at the go to the TikTok. Just look at it. People are liking. So I appreciate it. People are leaving comments as well. People are asking me, "What movie is this? What movie is this?" It's like it's not a movie. So
Well,
yeah.
I am sorry, but I have to leave. And I hope
Okay.
that I have provided some food for thought. And it was really nice being with you once more.
Hmm.
And we have to do I have to talk to you about, perhaps connecting your show to to some of my audience, because I have a rather large audience.
Yeah. Yeah. You do. You do. Um. Oh, just real fast. You have a book, correct? You want to
Yes,
talk about?
Awakening, which is I would say about a tenth of my life. And it's about the journey that I have undertaken and where it took me and how I've come out of it. And it's called Awakening, and it can be found on Amazon. I also conduct classes, spiritual classes. Right now, we're working on frequencies, because in order for us to really rise with the energy of 2025, we need to put some work in. So I have a group of people who are doing just that. But want to say, push button, thank you for your thank you. Want to thank you for inviting me and meeting all these wonderful people. And we will talk. We will talk on the phone.
Norma, it was so nice to meet you, and I truly hope you come back and talk to us some more.
Yeah, I sure will.
Thank you so much.
God bless you all.
God bless you too. I wish I could hug you.
Just close your eyes and imagine you're doing.
I am.
I have melons and watermelon. Last 30 years, I need a new 30 years. It's time to have a new computer. Okay, must leave you now. Have to get to my medication, etc. And
Okay.
peace, love, and much joy.
Thank you.
Thank you. You've been a great audience, and I thank you.
All right. Cool. Thank you. Have a nice night.
You too. Bye bye.
All right. I guess we'll just keep threading the needle. Just
Oh,
in
I
general.
love her. She's got to
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
back. I love her.
Oh yeah. I had her on before. Before you came around. Um, she's been here on the channel, and the stream I did with her brought in a lot of views. So, but
Nice.
we didn't have a Q&A thing like we did now. It was just her on the panel. One of those streams.
Well, she got a lot of information out there for people. That was really good.
Mm-hmm. Did you catch it that she said that she had two new NDEs recently?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. She keeps trying to go home and they won't let her. That made me giggle.
Oh
I
yeah,
can
she
just
just
see it
said
now. It's like, gosh darn it, I tried again.
right, right. Well, I mean, I thank her for being here and being able to get back on. She says she liked the first time I was on, and
Oh, she's
she couldn't.
adorable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, and she gave me the idea of how to title the stream. So I just kind of moved all the NDE stuff to the Propagate Light Network channel, and I forgot to let that audience over there know that I'm going live with her here. But yeah, it is what it is. I'll share it there. Yeah, it was a nice stream.
It
Yeah, it was a
was.
nice stream. Hmm. What do you get from this whole spaghetti situation?
Who, me? I've been watching the shorts. I call it, it's Will Smith's Jurassic Spaghetti Adventure. Today was the one with the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh wow, so yeah, what do you think about all this spaghetti going on, like overall? What do you think?
I just don't get the spaghetti part. I think
Hmm.
they're entertaining and I think they're funny, but I just don't get the spaghetti, or maybe that's the whole point of the thing.
I
Like a
don't know.
Monty Python type of funny thing.
Yeah, nice, nice. I didn't think of it like that. Maybe so. I've seen it online, a long time ago. Somebody was making them, and so that's where the idea just came from. I just kind
Yeah,
of
they pop
expand.
up. They pop up
Mhm.
in my YouTube feed daily.
Oh, okay. So you're already familiar that this has
Hmm.
been going on. Okay. Yeah, I just took the torch pretty much and just said I'm going to run with this idea, and just if I ever do something like that, I'll try to make the best stuff and only promote the best, the best out of the ones that I make, if that makes any sense.
More dinosaurs. Put more dinosaurs in them.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to know what
Yeah.
people really. Exactly. I like that too. I like those too. How they're coming around,
Yeah,
coming
the
up.
pterodactyl in the background flying overhead.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pushing buttons. What's up?
What do? You
Yeah.
just tell the AI what you want and it puts it all together?
Yeah. Pretty much. It's pretty much my idea, and I pop it in there, and then it does what it does.
So it just kind of like assembles it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Wow,
Yep.
we're so close to the Jetsons or Star Trek where you have the replicators.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one step toward that.
I know. I know. And you can also pop a picture in there, and it will
Animate
make
it.
it. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen them. My son messes with it.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to
Oh,
get
okay.
me involved, and I just, no, I'm too busy during the day with the animals in the gardens. And now I've got fruit coming in, and I don't want to, how it is with the computer, you start sitting on it, and then all of a sudden 2 hours have gone by, and there's things that you needed to get done. So,
Mhm.
as a rule of thumb, I will look at X during my coffee in the morning after I've tended to every fuzzy little thing around here. And then I go about my day and I'll sit down and take a break around, I don't know, around whenever in the middle of the day, and then I'll get back on X. But other than that, I don't dare get on the computer or start surfing or watching videos until I'm done with everything during the day, or I'll sit on it all day long. It can be
Yeah, I
addicting.
figure exactly. I mean, I have things to do too. That's why I only stream once a week. And I'm usually I have 2 days off. I've been that's why tonight's a school night, 'cause I'm working on my day off. 'Cause I have to.
And you didn't sleep last night.
Yeah, I didn't lay it down to 3 in the morning. I forgot.
Exactly. So you're lacking in rest.
Yeah. So, but like you said, being on it, I rather bank on what I do, like because my view count is going up now. So I'm
Good,
getting
good.
closer. I'm getting closer to that point where I could probably take a good rest. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
From working so much. So I at least want to get paid for it. So it look like it's we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll see. I hope it gets monetized.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, because see, what the one thing with that is that it's good that you start in the beginning of the year, because when it gets to the end of the year, YouTube will reset it. So
Hmm.
what happened was I automatically just started in January. I wasn't even thinking about that. I just automatically started. So I started at a good time, to kind of
Yeah,
get things. So everything's looking good. Um,
good.
we'll see what happens. Um, so yeah, Glowcart says, he said I thought about that too. You know, the dinosaur doing that. So we'll see what, keep in tune. Keep in tune.
Yep.
It might get a little crazier when it comes to the Jurassic spaghetti. You know, um, and I have one here. Um, I know in the last stream my audio cut out towards the end, and I got to pretty much get out of here in a minute anyway. Um, like you said, I gotta get some sleep or whatever. This one is 290.1 thousand views or something like that.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Gonna make it so we can see it at least. just to give people a little inspiration. Um, on to keep exercising your creativity. You never know where it's
Mhm.
gonna go. You know. Uh, I'm trying to find this. Uh, give me a second. Give me 1 second. All
Oh,
right.
my little
Awesome
guy is
prop.
waking up.
Okay. I'm trying to find. I'm going through these tabs. I'm trying to find this. Give me just 1 second.
Hmm.
Where am I
Take your
at?
time.
There I go. Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah. I'm gonna get out here in a minute anyway. What's up, Jackie? I'm trying to make money from it or permanently, but I didn't. I ain't trying to. Got copyright strikes, so I can't go live probably for 90 days. Why'd you get copyright strikes? Because your accent's too good. Your accent, you know, that girl's accent is too good. Give her a copyright strike. She probably took it from somebody. No, no, I was playing.
Yeah, you have to be real careful what you put up. And if you don't give proper accreditation and get proper permission, they will slap it on you so fast. Although I will say it's not as bad as when Susan Wojcicki had it. Ever since she stepped down, it's been a little better.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
apologize
don't
for
know.
the background noise. That's a squirrel wanting to get out of he's trying to make a break for it.
It's funny.
He wants out
Uh,
now. Come on, baby. Come on.
Just
He,
just two
he
weeks. Mm-hmm.
sorry.
Oh, no, that's all good. Um, and I was gonna say just 2 weeks ago I had now I can't remember. What was it? 13 followers or something like that. Just 2 weeks,
Uh,
13. Now it's
how many do
just
you have now? I see 1.9 subs on this one.
well, no.
1.9K.
Where'd you see that at?
At the bottom is under your name. It says 1.97K subscribers.
Where does it say that at? Uh, I don't know.
On the YouTube? On your YouTube channel?
Oh no, on the Will Smith one.
Oh, I can't see that.
Oh, okay.
Well, he doesn't want to come out. He's just teasing me. He's just making noise.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna get out of here anyway. It's gonna be a short one, but it's a little over 2 hours anyway. BP demand. I don't even have a TikTok account, shrug. So back in the past, I was like, I didn't have a Facebook. The person kept saying, "You don't have a Facebook, you don't have a Facebook," and I was like, "No, no, no, no." I finally got a Facebook. It depends on how you use it, and that's where my claim to fame was at. Many years back, 2009, my claim to fame was on Facebook. I developed a following, but I went under a different name, and but yeah, I had a really deep following. So, but I left that. I know they're like wondering where am I at, but give me a second here. Um, so anyway, long story short, it depends on what you use it for, in my opinion. And with TikTok, it depends on what you using it for. So, um, if you have a talent, you know what I mean. There's an audience, I'm pretty sure. I think this is the era where we could make money off of what we're doing. I mean, Kai Sanat, you got who else? Dash. These are streamers that claiming that, Dash claiming that she's making some money now. One of her videos got popular, and she's not out there, just acting crazy or anything like that to get views. She's just talking about her day. It's all about what you use it for. People can connect to it. You know what I mean? There's an
Yeah.
audience.
Sometimes people just going about their day, sometimes it's entertaining. It depends on what they're doing.
Hmm. And you don't always have to like jump off of a cliff to get views. That's what these crazy, you don't want to like risk your life you don't have to do all of that. You have
Right,
talent.
right. I think it's also personality. Some people just have a nice personality, down to earth personality, and you just kind of latch on to those types because they're good people. You
Hmm.
sense it.
Right. And then Jackie says, "I know I'd never make money, but if we think that way, then it'll probably never happen." Like me, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, just in general. But I'm just like, you know what? There's an option here.
Yeah.
Why not take? Why not go ahead and take it? Like nobody's putting bacon or whatever on my table. I could be on the
Me either.
streets tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. I'm actually having a hard time, to be honest, at this very moment. But just to be honest, but I'm not crying about it. I'm just trying to do what I can. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
strings are tight all over. I think we're going
Hmm.
to see some relief soon, though. Just keep thinking positive, people. There's relief out there and it's coming.
Oh, and Jackie, you say that universe just doesn't want that for you. Don't think I'd be where I am in this research if I had. What's the research have to do with the bunny? I guess, right? Research is research. It'll be research if you have money, right? It's just research. But I was gonna say
Research is
something.
free. It's all the things you need to know is out there. You just have to learn to discern and look for it.
And then exactly. And then I've gotten paid just for being nice to people. Just for being nice. A guy was like, "Here's some money, $100." Twice. Two separate people that I didn't know,
Yeah.
random people at my job. Just here's some money for being nice, and I actually manifested money just by thinking about it. That's
Yeah.
free. So use that guy within. That's why I brought Norma on and Mudrabbit and all these people so we can go within. No, we
Yep.
have power. Uh, because working sucks up your time. Trust me, I'm taking it. I have to work on my day off. I don't usually
I
share all
know.
this.
I used to work
Yeah,
60, sometimes 65 hours a week. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
yeah,
You bust your
yeah,
backside.
man. So I don't have it like Mayweather buying up all these apartments and stuff, having a really good real estate portfolio. I'm not against that. It's an inspiration, but
Hmm.
I'm barely you know what I mean? Like so
Yeah, we all are. It's tough. But like I said, there's chatter out there that there's relief for us. There's going to be relief for us. I'm not sure how it's going to come or what they mean by it. There's rumors going about what it is, and I'm not going to repeat those because I hate to get people's hopes up. But there's good things coming.
yeah, I heard
Yeah.
something too.
I hope it's
But
in I hope it's in prices going down
hmm yeah. Well, that's why I
because
do
my
these
social
streams.
security is not making it at all.
That's why
And
I do
I'm
these
not the
streams.
only one. I'm not the only one. There's so many people out there struggling.
Exactly. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy that y'all are here so we could really go within.
Yeah.
Instead of saying that the world is all like this and that and we have no power, and people say even religion does that, says that we're worthless and we have no power or whatever.
No, we have
But
power and it's in positive thinking, just keeping that vibe. It's just like Norma said, and like I said last week, you got it. Focus. Stay in that vibe. Focus.
yeah,
And your life
like
does get better. It's hard at first, but once it's like habits, getting into good habits. Force yourself to smile at somebody who's being a real, I'm not going to use the word, but some people can be real jerks. Smile and just keep walking. It's like, don't make their day any worse. They're obviously having a bad day. Take that attitude and you'll see how your own life improves.
exactly.
And I guess on that note, we can end it because you're going to need your rest. And if we go into that, we'll be here another 2 hours.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thank
Good
you, my
night,
rabbit.
everybody. Much
All right,
love.
much love. Oh, we'll be speaking. Peace. Oh yeah, yeah, BBP. I'm going to smile at them and crack a little joke. LOL. Great advice, Mud. Sanctuary Seeker. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta come back up here. If you can get your audio like you did on your live streams. That'll be great, man. Sanctuary Seeker know about that hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? Look, our Bob says Mega and have a good evening. Says B says Demand. My rapper says good night, everyone. BBP, see you in errands on Wednesday. Oh, okay, yeah, so you'll be over there. He's with X2, LOL, going to the Chizat real fast. She's just talking about rest. I'm feeling tired, but I'm going to try to spring it up a little bit after I get off of here because I got a little bit of time before I pair in with my pillow. And yeah, so I'm doing what I got to do, doing what I feel like I need to do because no one's doing it for me unless I ask for a little help here and there. But in some cases, some people can't do it or some people don't. So I really have to depend on God and myself, higher self, and really try to get things situated because I didn't go through all of the whole roller coaster of, you know, my personal journey. But trust me that I'm not going to be up here crying or, asking for anything if I could help it. But some people need it. So someone needs a little bit of help when they're out here, you know, trying to push the positive buttons and get you to be more aware of your surroundings with the enemy and things like that. You might want to go ahead and, help them out a little bit. But not asking for nothing. I've always been muscling through since I got up here. So I'm gonna try to keep the lights on as I go with this. And thank you for all that's been joining and all from the FB groups that's accepting my post and commenting it to Reddit. Thank you for allowing these posts to come through. And to my sounds, thank you for not turning me into R2D2 or anything like that. And we're looking at the Chizat real fast before I'm out of here. All right, so yeah, you know, um, I'm out here. Peace out to everybody. Thank you. Bye. Peace.